How do we get men to be excited about training and teaching their sons to be good men? In America, for the most part, kids get their life lessons and their teaching and training from their moms. That includes boys and young men who have their moms telling them how to be successful and kind and loving people. Sometimes there's this disconnect between what we're told by our moms about what makes a good man and the men that we see around us and the way that they behave. Luckily for me, my father behaved in a way that matched the things that my mom told me about how to be a good man. But for a lot of people, their mothers tell them a good man is patient and kind and self-controlled. And when they look at the men around, that's not what they see. So these boys, as they become young men, have to make this choice. Am I going to behave like the men that I see? Am I going to behave in the way that I think men respect? Or am I going to listen to my mom? It's been my experience that mothers who are raising boys are stressed out. We as men need to take the time and effort to sit down and think about how we want to raise our sons and write out, what do I think makes a good man? For me, self-control is the number one thing on that list. Once we have this list, we have to think, how is my son going to learn this? How is my son going to learn how to have self-control? Do the men he sees around him have self-control? If not, maybe he should stop being around those men. Do I have self-control? Well, maybe there's some things about being a good man that I never learned to develop in myself. Maybe I should start there. And as fathers, we might find that there's a lot of things on that list that don't match who we are. And then I need to be having conversations with my son about how important these things are. Not just in my behavior, I need to be teaching him, telling him, not only what makes a good man, but why. We need to stop giving the women in our lives the burden of teaching our sons what becoming a man is like. So how do we get fathers to take on this burden?